What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video, and we're doing something a bit different today. If you've been a fan of sort of these commentary videos, you're probably wondering what happened. Where did videos go on the channel in general? And I want to talk about it a little bit today because I already shared part of it if you follow me on social media and if you look at the posts made here on the channel. I think we'll address the elephant in the room, is that usually every time around this time of year, there's a little bit of a break on the channel for a couple weeks. Around this time and Christmas is usually where we just need a couple weeks because it's like, look, we want to spend time with family. And then usually I'm like busy with finals during that time and all that great stuff. And I was busy with finals, moving, and just that kind of culminated together to sort of really make it difficult to make videos. And it's just, I need a little bit of time. I need to focus on the finals. And then in between finals, moving, and work, it was just like, I need a little bit of space. I need to take a tiny little break, and we're back at it. If you guys have been following, obviously the big thing right now is that I'm getting to Doom the Dark Ages. I've been doing a Let's Play of it. That's going to be continuing until we're done with it and all that great stuff. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But there's also something I haven't told you guys, and that's right before the break started, I kind of felt a little burnt out, and I knew that this break was coming, and I was trying to put together a bunch of videos, getting them ready so that there really wasn't going to be a big gap between uploads. But one day while working on something late at night, I experienced a migraine, and I usually don't get them, and it was odd. And I just kind of brushed it off like, oh, I get an occasional migraine here and there. And that's what I thought it was. And then it happened again the next day and the next day and the next day. And that was really odd. And it scared me a little. And then we recorded the podcast right before the break. And we were recording the podcast, and I had one in the middle of it. And it was like dreadful to get through it. And then we recorded something else. And the whole time I felt awful. And I tried to hide it. And then I kind of realized what they were. They were stress migraines. They were from me trying to do so much with so little time. And I realized that I just needed to stop. It was my body's way of telling me, dude, slow the F down. And the thing is that 2025 and 2024 were really, really big years so far for the channel. 24 was really kind of the year like where we really started focusing on things, and like life advice started, and like I really just buckled down and I grinded through so many videos. And 2025's already been crazy. The big thing for 2025 was that the first video that I uploaded of the year basically blew up, and it got us to 1,000 subscribers pretty much overnight. And if you know anything about the internet, is that when something like that does well, you need to capitalize on it. And so I did. And I didn't really take time to self-evaluate my own health, and I didn't really take time to self-evaluate how I was doing. And it was literally blew up the same week. Well, actually, it blew up literally the day that I started my new job. And so I was trying to do both. I was trying to learn this new field of YouTube that I was succeeding in. And I was also trying to learn how to be a better public affairs director at a radio station. I was trying to do both. And it drained me. And instead of slowing down, I sped up. And I really, the thing is that I really kind of unfairly impacted both me and Noah in that way. I was pushing so hard for both of us to make sure that we were uploading multiple videos a week. I started implementing life advice twice a week, and now it's 3 times a week. And I wasn't thinking about my own health. I wasn't thinking about Noah's health. I wasn't thinking about my relationship's health. What I was thinking about was that this is our chance to grow, and we have to keep pushing. And I really didn't take into a lot of different factors when it came into that. And so I just needed some time. I truthfully needed to stop. I needed to recover, and we're going to get back into things. So I'm done with school, so that takes a big load off my chest because I still am a full-time student, but I'm on summer break, so that takes a big load off of my chest, and we're going to continue to grind. We are. So I'm not saying expect less uploads or anything like that. I'm just saying that right now things may not change, but in the fall they may. I need to reevaluate how I'm going to handle my health and handle how I work, right? Because I truthfully have this really, really bad, unhealthy work-life balance where I have this really bad habit where if I get an email at 5:30, I'm going to respond. If I get an email at 9 o'clock, I'm going to respond. You know, and it's like I get home, work on homework, and then I get straight to grinding the videos. And that isn't always the healthiest lifestyle, and it clearly wasn't. My body was telling me, bro, you need to stop, you need to recover, you need to do this stuff. And instead I said, screw that, I'm going to continue to just work. And it clearly affected me. And so I just wanted to take a couple weeks to relax, finish up finals on a less stressful note, and it was great. I did great on all of them, and I you know, I felt great during the move out process and all that great stuff. So you know, I felt like it was a good little break. So I'm going to talk about what's going to be happening on the channel. So big thing obviously is life advice for you guys. It's going to continue as normal, 3 videos a week, and then we're going to continue to do Doom the Dark Ages, continue to grind that out. Podcast is going to be continuing this week, so if you are a fan of the podcast, look out for that. Well, when you guys are watching this tomorrow. And of course, the Halo Marathon and Mario Sunshine is going to continue. And let me tell you, I'm so glad that we are almost done with the Halo Marathon. That marathon, when we started it, I was so excited, and I've been drained, this honestly, since Reach. It's, oh my god, I've been exhausted of this series since Reach. Not because the games are bad, but I'm just so, I'm so haloed out. I'm so haloed out from playing it every week and editing it every week. I'm just so ready to be done with it. I don't know what's replacing that when we're done. We've had some talks. I don't know yet fully, but things are going to be going back to normal sort of this week and next week. So please keep an eye out for that. And I just want to say thank you guys for your support. I know that today is a very different video, but I just wanted to sit down and talk about it a little bit. And you know, because I like to be honest with you guys, I like to keep it real. You know, that's sort of been the whole theme of this channel for, you know, years at this point. So thank you guys so much for your support. Some of you reached out personally, and you know, I appreciate that. And you know, I didn't know how I wanted to make this video because I always feel a little awkward talking about myself. But I realized that I need to be honest with you guys sometimes, and you know, this was no exception. That I wanted to be honest, tell you how I've been feeling, where I went, and all that great stuff. So if you made it this far, thank you. And I want to tell you that things are going to be coming back very soon. And a very exciting thing that I will be doing is that I will be playing Splitgate, the beta, as soon as it drops on Thursday. I'm going to be doing a early live stream and a late live stream. I got my brother's graduation on Thursday, so I'm going to be busy for part of the night, but I'm going to come back and I'm going to stream Splitgate like there's no life. I'm very excited for that, so keep your eyes out for that. But anyways, guys, I will see you on Saturday for the first real life advice back in, you know, like a month or whatever. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Peace.